I say good morning, everybody. Super excited to be here with every single one of you. Welcome to our Leadership Academy. For those of you that are brand new, I want to welcome you. For all the brand new people, if this is your first Leadership Academy, go ahead and press a one in the chat. We want to know our audience. Look at all those people. Welcome to the team, guys. Welcome. We're so excited for you guys to be here. This is a call that we do every single Saturday, training skills and how you can duplicate and build successful business here within Vital Health. Because we are on a mission. We are on a real mission. And I was just having a call recently with a group of guys who are have a nonprofit organization that is fighting against chronic illness. And I thought that was just the coolest thing. I read a book, and they mentioned a book, Kelly Means, which is a doctor, and Dr. Casey Means, who wrote the book. The book is called. What is the book called? My goodness, the name just eluded me. It is called Good Energy. Thank you for this. My wife saving me from the other room. Good Energy by Dr. Casey Means, an incredible book that I recommend everybody to do because that's what we're about. We're about creating good energy in people. We're about helping the cell. We're about really fighting against chronic illness. I'm just excited to be on this mission. I'm excited to be on this because more than ever, can we agree that the world needs this? The world needs this more than ever. There's no other company out there like us who are the results of what we're getting within our product line and what we're bringing to people's lives is truly hope. We're hope dealers. We're bringing people true hope in their lives. They feel better throughout the day. They have more energy throughout the day. They have less pain throughout the day. I mean, these individuals are just having such an incredible results, all because there was a 16-year-old boy became an orphan many years ago, which is our founder of our company that decided to become a naturopath doctor from that. And this mission, this is the Vital Health mission, and we're bringing it to the world because we're here going to be a global company, and you are going to be the beneficiaries of this. You're the individuals that are bringing this. They're going to be benefit. Of course, there's a business to this because for every problem out there, there's a solution, and that solution is called a business, some type of business that brings a solution to a problem. And there's a big problem out there because there's a big problem. There's big money here in this solution again. So what I want to do, I want to go ahead and first of all welcome every single one of you. I'm so happy that you guys are a part of the team. I'm telling you, you made the right decision. I'm telling you that this is right here. We're going to do something great. And you're in the right place at the right time with the right company and the right team and the right system. I'm telling you, everything that you have right now for you to succeed, we have it. It's all about you putting in the work and putting into action and putting behind any type of fear, any type of doubt, any type of like believing that you're not worthy of it, or believing that, hey, maybe questioning yourself and lacking faith and saying, man, I wonder if I can do this again. I did it once. I wonder if I can do it again. Or maybe you never done it before and you're thinking to yourself, man, I've never done this before. I wonder if I can even do it. Let me tell you something. Put all those things aside. Put all that is just the mind chattering. Forget about that. The reality is inside of every single one of us, there's untapped potential. And within this organization, our job is to help you create the environment and to tap into that potential. And one of the individuals that I'm going to introduce right now is an individual that I have the utmost respect for. He is a hope dealer. He is an individual that just cares for people. He works literally. I mean, it's not 9 to 5. He works from 8 to 8 every single day. He does whatever he has to do to help people win. And above all, I'm so proud to call him our VP of marketing, but above all, I'm proud to call him my friend. So without any further ado, our VP of marketing, an incredible network marketer and entrepreneur, Mr. James Leonhardt.
Well, thank you very much, David. And you didn't do yourself justice because you didn't introduce yourself. So I want to kick it right back to you because if you don't know, because we had a lot of ones on here, you might not know who is David Nieves. It says VP of Sales. Who is this guy? He's going to come back and talk at the end too to introduce some new things that we're going to be initiatives that we're going to be bringing to everybody and events and everything. But this is a guy who has earned multiple six figures a month in this industry. He has written books. He's an author. He's somebody that when I first came into this company, I was like, wow, somebody that actually understands the fundamentals of this industry. And that's the secret. And so he is somebody who he is the reason why every single one of you on this call is here today. So I know he doesn't give himself enough credit, just like we all don't. But that it really is the reality that none of us would be on this call without David saying yes and Brooke saying yes, because it was kind of probably more Brooke saying yes that he was like, okay, I can say yes. Uh, so it's them both saying yes and being able to come into this company and see something that really wasn't there yet. Because it was a small company in Mexico. He saw the story of it. If you've heard David's story about his mother and what happened there, I won't go into that today, but he saw this yes that was bigger than what he saw in front of him. And same with Brooke. And that is I don't say it's a skill set, but it's something that you learn over time as you have success and failure. Because I don't really believe in failure. I just believe in learning from what happened and trying to do it better next time. And they're a perfect example of that. I love the story they tell where the first 60 people they enrolled are no longer here. And 61 was the reason that all of us are here too. And so, when you think about this, you go, okay, wow, it must because David is super dynamic and Brooke is just so knowledgeable about the products. That must be why they are also VP of sales and Purple Diamond doing over $1 million in sales every single month. It must be because they're lucky. It must be because of this. It must be because of that. And it wasn't because if you read, actually, I'm supposed to have it in front of me. If you read this book, this is how David did. Now, this is a brand new one. Mine upstairs by my notebook is tattered and noted and highlighted. And when you read through this book, it's something I'm going to touch on today, but it's part of the whole equation because when you read this book, two things might happen to you. You read this book and you go, I know all this stuff. I've learned this. Three-way chats, follow up, scripts, be a promoter of events. All right, whatever. So what's the real deal? How do you really be successful? Like, how do you go viral on social media? Tell me the real secret. And the real secret is the guy that wrote the book. So if the guy that wrote the book, because he wrote this book, and it doesn't, here's another thing I love about David. Okay. Do you see David Nieves' name on there? No, his name's not on the book, but it's his book. There's another book he has too, called Zero to Hero, A Millionaire's Guide to Network Marketing. And if you haven't read those two books, I highly encourage you to read those books. They're both in boards. I'll show you where they are today. But this is the blueprint. And some people will go, well, that's not sexy. I want funnels, I want automations, I want all this stuff. Well, here's the thing. If you automate zero, you know what that equals? Zero. So if you have like, oh, I've got this elaborate, because I had a branding and marketing agency for 5 years, and people come to me and be like, all right, I want to automate everything I'm doing. And I'm like, oh, so what are you doing now? Well, nothing. Well, what are we going to automate then? We don't have anything to automate. And so you really have to look and go, is it really about automations, social media posts, all those different things? It really isn't. And that's what I want to talk about today is, how do you create duplication in your business? And what is duplication? Because I think it's one of those things that people think it's something, and it's actually the complete opposite of duplication. If you feel that you have a good grasp of what duplication is, put my favorite number in the chat. Put an 8 in the chat. My agency was actually called Duplicate Success. So that was the whole thing. But if you feel you have a good grasp, like I really understand duplication, put an 8 in the chat. So I want to do something here in a second. So I see some eights. Awesome, awesome. People like I know it. I understand. I know what duplication is. So maybe we might challenge that a little bit today. We'll see. So again, my name is James Leonhardt, VP of Marketing and Triple Diamond here at Vital Health Global. And I couldn't be more excited to come to you today. We have a special guest that's going to come on and share her story a little bit with you as well. And today is all about, like I said, duplication. If you want to learn the skill set to be really highly paid in this industry, it's always going to come to that word duplicate. It's always, because that's what we want to do. We want to work ourselves out of a job. Work yourselves out of it. And the way you do that is through duplication. And you think of franchising. If you've ever been around franchising, franchising is the ultimate version of duplication, right? Does McDonald's sell burgers? I mean, McDonald's is a horrible example because I don't really like McDonald's, but what business is McDonald's in? Anybody know offhand? What business is McDonald's in at their core? Anybody know what that is? Systems. Sabrina got it. Yep. Franchise marketing. They're in the real estate business. That is McDonald's business. You might think, oh, they're duplicating burger sales or kids that make $5 an hour. What are they duplicating? They're not duplicating that. They're duplicating the land it sits on, the foundation of it, because McDonald's, they own the entity owned the land that every single McDonald's sits on throughout the world. And that is a commodity. So they don't sell burgers. They buy and invest in real estate that a burger place sits on top of. I think that's probably why they don't really care about their ingredients that much, because people still buy it no matter what they put in it, and they don't really care because it's on the land. So duplication is something that is a foundational thing. It's the land it sits on. It's not the building you see, because people will go on social media and they'll go, "Oh, man, it's because that person's so good on social media." That's like looking at a McDonald's and going, "Oh, you guys sell burgers." Has nothing to do with burgers. It has to do with the land it sits on. The things you don't see is really why someone has success. And so today we're going to talk about what is duplication really? Not like the concept of like, oh, duplicate your success and help other people do it and so like that. It's like, really, what is it? What is it not? And how can I get better at duplication? Right. And if that sounds like something that you would want to get better at, put a yes in the chat. If you want to get better at duplication, put a yes in the chat, because that really is the only skill to learn. Now, inside the skill set of duplication, there are a lot of elements to it, but with David and his experience and everything we talk about in these Vital Academies, we've really boiled it down to here's what the things that you need to learn inside this idea of duplication. So at its core, what is duplication? Really, really simple equation, or a simple statement. The process of teaching others to do what you do. Well, first, you have to learn what to do. That's the first step. Then, but you're teaching others to do what you do in a way they can teach others to do the same. Because I might be really good at coaching someone on to get results, but that doesn't mean I'm equipping them with the skills to do it to other people. You see the difference there? Like, I can teach someone how to play golf or do something, make a presentation. That doesn't mean I'm giving them the skill set to do it with someone else. So it's a big difference between the two. I think a lot of people focus on, I'm going to teach my people what I do, and they don't do the second part. Because again, you can teach people what you do, but are you teaching them in a way that they can teach others to do the same thing? How many times can I repeat that sentence over and over again? Because it's really important, right? So it's so important for you to understand that. Another way that I put this is that if what you're saying isn't what the people that you bring on say, then you make no money. That's really what it comes down to. I always look at people's messages. If somebody comes to me and says, James, I'm not having success. I've talked to 100 people and no one has said, yes, what is going on? I'm doing the work, but I'm not getting results. Show me your messages, because Everything is contained in those messages. The way you want to, if you want to evaluate your own messaging style, go to the last few people that you reached out to, talked to, and where you introduced the business, and scroll up and see if those messages you're sending could be easily duplicated by anybody else. And if you go, oh well, I did this and I did that, and there are so many pieces to it, you probably have to assess what it is. And usually, what the problem is people over talk, right? They say too much information. So here's what not to duplicate, because I think in our society, it's easier to look at what not to do than what to do. Because again, one of my early on mentors, Randy Gage. If anybody knows Randy Gage, put a gauge in the chat. If you're a Randy Gage fan, Duplication Nation. But he was one of my original mentors. And I've had a lot of original mentors. It doesn't mean I still follow them, but they had some impact on my life in terms of what I learned from them. And one of the biggest things I learned from Randy and one of his books, very small book, kind of reminds me of the success system, was making the first circle work. If you're on a really quick read, grab that book, Making the First Circle Work, because it's all about duplication. And the idea is that everything can work, but not everything will duplicate. And so if what you're doing is not duplicatable, then you have to stop doing it and figure out what it is. So what not to duplicate? You don't want to duplicate your personality. You don't want to duplicate being an expert, doing it yourself. And this is a weird one, right? If you'll go, well, I want to duplicate my work ethic. I want people to work as hard as me. Well, here's what I've learned. If you have an incredible work ethic, and like David mentioned, we don't do 9 to 5s. We do like 6 to 11. That's kind of our schedule. You're not going to be able to duplicate your work ethic. More likely than not, if I enroll somebody, I believe that they're going to do maybe 50% of what I'm doing. Maybe, if I'm lucky. Somebody on average is probably more like 20% of what you're doing. So you have to realize that I'm not going to be able to duplicate my work ethic. I also can't duplicate my past experience. If you don't know, I used to be a dog trainer. That was my past experience before network marketing. I trained dogs for a living. I did that for 6 years. I think it prepared me for network marketing for the last 20 years. I haven't realized that until now, and I look back at it and I go, "Oh, okay, that makes sense," because all I learned being a master dog trainer with the U.S. Canine, if I go, what did I really learn? I learned how to lead and direct. I learned how to lead and direct because that's how you train a dog. You be the leader and you direct them what to do. You don't scold them, you don't yell at them, you don't do all this kind of stuff. And you see some of that stuff in our industry where they'll be like, David, go work harder, just do more, be like me. And you're like, I don't know how to be like you. What do you mean? And we get that idea in network marketing where people are like, just do what I do. It's not do what I do. It's I got to teach you what I do so you can teach it to other people. That's very different. So we don't want to duplicate any of these things, especially personality. I think this is what social media has really done to our industry, where they see somebody and they go, wow, I'm going to copy that person and I'm going to copy them exactly what they do. And I'm going to become like them. You're going to get really, really disappointed in the results because it really comes down to going, who are you as a personality? And then how are you going to teach what you do to other people so they can teach it? By keeping your personality, not duplicating your personality, but keeping it intact so everyone is a little different. We're not trying to make copies here. Copies and duplication are two separate things. I'm not trying to make a copy of David Nieves. You can't. There's a little thing called DNA. I can't, well, as of right now, we'll see what happens in the next 20 years. As of right now, I can't copy the DNA of David Nieves. And if I could, maybe I would. I'd probably copy 20 David Nieves and put them all front line and we'd be done. And onto the island I would go. But we can't do that right now. So again, it comes down to knowing what not to duplicate. So when you're talking to somebody and you're like, okay, in the back of my mind, I'm going, can this be duplicated? And usually it's too much information. It's talking about the compensation plan, how amazing the products are, all these different things. And you go, okay, that can't be duplicated because that person would have to have knowledge in order to offer it and share it with other people. And getting knowledge takes time, and people don't have time. They want to be able to come in and they want to be able to have results quickly and get paid quickly. And so the only way to do this is to create an equation. Now, I'm not the best math guy. I'm a calculator, ask Google type of thing. Especially with the scanner, I get all out of whack with like centimeters and kilograms, and I don't even know. I can't even begin to grasp it. But I understand equations because if you put something in, something will come out. If you do the equation correctly, you will have success. It's the only guaranteed way to do it. Because if I share with you how I do it and I try to get you to do how I do it, I'm probably going to fail. Now, I won't fail at teaching you how to do it because I didn't teach you something that you can teach someone else because you can't teach me. You can only teach something that is available to you and it's simple. Everything needs to be simple. It needs to be short. It needs to explain it quickly. It's why we developed the 8-minute video. If you're an 8-minute video fan, show me some love for the 8-minute video. That's about to get an overhaul. We're going to do some things in Spanish. We're going to make it better. We've got compensation plan videos planned, all of these things. I love that it's 8 minutes, by the way. Duplicate. It just happened to be the other way. We didn't plan that, but I'm a numbers guy, so I thought that was kind of cool. That worked out that way. But simplicity is number one. The next thing is systems, because systems can be complicated. You can have lots of things to do and ways to do them and all these different things. And you can be like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. I'm so overwhelmed. Well, if you started with simplicity and you add systems, there's one little extra step that most people don't do. And I feel like it is the secret to success: consistency. So if I have simple systems and I multiply that by consistency, I'm going to have success. Because I've seen it in the industry where, people will come in, they're horrible at the industry. Hi, my name's James. I was horrible at network marketing for about 10 years. And so I didn't like talking to people. It's not a really good thing when you're in network marketing because it's all about people, right? So, but I failed miserably for a long time because I was trying to do it my way. I was trying to figure out how can I do this for me? And in reality, I had to strip that away and go, what system can I teach other people? And it really dawned on me when I stepped away from the industry for about 4 or 5 years, when I started building systems for other people. And they would come to me like David. Like David would have been one of my clients back in the day. David would come to me. Actually, David would probably be a really good client because he would just hand me this and be like, here, make me stuff. But most clients would come to me and be like, all right, I want to build a system. And I'd be like, okay, can you tell me how you've had success in your current company? And they'd be like, I just started and I enrolled a lot of people and then they enrolled a lot of people, but I'm not really sure how I did it. And I'm like, well, what do you want to do about that? She's like, oh, well, can we make a funnel? Can we do this? Can we make trainings? And what would happen with most of my clients is their business would triple sometimes because it would force us to dig in and really find out what they did. And in reality, it was really simple. They just didn't have the system that they could share with somebody. It looked different because you always have to remember, how did you start in this? Where do I go get this system, James? I think that's the biggest question that people ask. And I find it very interesting when I talk to people and I go, okay, they're like, I'm not having success. I go, great. Can you send me a link through boards? And they're like, I don't have boards. I'm like, well, there's number one. Well, I don't like boards. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't do this. I'm like, well, if you want to be able to duplicate, you need to be able to push a button. We used to have a saying in one of the companies I was long, long time ago, one of the first successes I had, and it was STP, show the plan. That's all it was. It was a push button thing. You showed the plan, you sat back, you let it do the work, and then people would come back to you and say, I have questions. And I'd be like, okay, great. Let me introduce you to my mentor. And that was the system. It was show the plan, introduce, show the plan, introduce. And from that, we had a couple 100,000 people that joined that business. And so you have to make it as simple as possible. So if you're a person that isn't a boards person, the first thing is become a boards person. Because in the future, and I'm going to actually show you our new back office that's being built today, but this is a bridge to that system. Because eventually, all of this will be self contained in the VHG app, Vital Health Global app. It'll be self contained inside of there. And it will be the same though. Like, so we're not going to change this. It's just going to be self-contained inside of our system. So I'd highly encourage you, please, please, please download Board. If you've not done this today, this is the first thing to go. I need boards. I need to learn how to do it. If I'm not a tech person, here's what you do. Get with your sponsor. Their job is to help you get on boards. Their job is not to recruit people for you or sell people for you. It's to help you learn where the system is and start from there. And then the first thing I do is I go, hey, I go to somebody, I go, great, have you watched the success system? And they go, what's the success system? I go, well, there you go. It's in the getting started folder. It's the first thing I teach people to do, because if they don't do this part, it's like building a house without knowing where to put it. Right. So if I was like, oh, I've got this beautiful multi-million-dollar home, but I have no land to build it on. Well, that house is pretty worthless because you need the land first. Just like McDonald's needs to find the land to put a new McDonald's on. This is the land that you built your business on. Now, is this about, reading this book and reading it and memorizing it and watching the video 95 times and then taking action? No. This is something you learn over time, and you use it as a manual on how to do this business. Because I just put together some furniture. It's so much fun. I mean, love putting together furniture. It's the most fun thing on the planet. I love when they give you the little tool that slips out of your finger every 5 seconds, and it's hot out and you're sweating and the little tool slips out. I'm like, why can't you just give me a better tool to do this furniture thing? I think they just like to frustrate you. So, but this is your toolkit. This is the land you build everything on top of. It's your instruction manual. And if you want to say, well, James, I've had success in this industry, I don't need instructions. Okay. Let's compare notes in a year from now and see where your business is and where our business is. Because it really comes down to creating this system and what does it entail? We're not going to go through this today because go read the book. But this system of duplication is what this is all about. You go, well, James, I've written down my goals. I'm committed. Are you really? Are you really committed? Because I used to be a person that did this in my business. Probably no more than that. Probably like 10 years ago, it was kind of like that. I quit every day. Every day I was like, I've had enough of this. I'm out. That person didn't show up to my meeting. I used to be in a company where we would do live Saturday meetings every week, and we'd have to invite to it and invite to it and all these kind of things. And, I'd invite 15 people that week and none would show. And pretty much every week for probably a year, I quit. And then I'd call the person I was working with. They'd be like, well, James, just try it some more. And let's talk about this. And they'd coach me through it. And then I'd try it again. And eventually one person showed up. And here's the thing. It wasn't me getting, this is a turning point for me. It wasn't about me getting more people to show up. Because here's what happened when I had my first success in network marketing and earned my first 6 figures. I invited, I don't even know, 200 plus people. I was a young kid. I just invited anybody I possibly could. And out of those 200 people, maybe 10 showed up. But I remember one that showed up. That one that showed up really built the entire business without me. I had no idea what I was doing. That one person came in and they were like, I get it. And that's why people say you're one person away from an explosion in your business. But it's not about you finding them and duplicating yourself. It's about finding them through this duplication system, and they come into your business. And so when you look at this, I really want you to understand that this is your instruction manual for this. So if you're not having success, if you're like, man, I really want to be able to enroll more people, but I'm not. go to the book. If somebody says no and they go, this is not for me, go to the book. What does the book say to do? If you're having no's, probably the first thing is bring people in the three-way. Maybe you're saying too much. Maybe your script is too long. There's so many things inside of here that whenever I feel down, so I'll just use me as an example because I just did this yesterday. When I felt down, I was like, oh man, this person didn't come in. I turned to the book and I went, what do I need to do? Oh yeah, promote events. And so I'm like, all right, I'll go promote events. And I had success. I got somebody to show up on an event last night on Friday when I did the overview because I made that switch. I turned to the book, as they say. But what I want to do now is I want to bring on somebody that I've known for a few years. And this is how these Vital Academies are really going to go, as you're going to see this grow. Because these Vital Academies, you're going to see different people every single week. So a different diamond team will come on here every week and they'll have a guest. So you'll do a training and you'll see a guest, and you'll do a training and you'll see a guest. That way you can see what the person's training on and really go, okay, I understand how to do this business. But I'll pause for a second and I'll bring her on in 2 seconds because what I want to show you really quickly, just really, really quickly. Anybody want to see the new back office that's being built? Just throw some fire in the chat if you want to see what is being built. It's not done yet. Throw some fire in the chat if you're like, man, I need a new back office. Come on, let's go. Right? If you're that person, you want to see what's being built, throw some fire in the chat. It'll only take me 2 minutes, and then we'll bring our guest on today. But I'm going to share with you what this is going to potentially look like and also where it's going. So this is what your new office will look like, but it'll also be completely different because we're doing some massive designs. It's all customized to us, built on our platform. And this is a platform that will show you everything you need to know about your business. Who's coming in, who's enrolling, where are the pockets coming from, how are you making money? We're going to have real-time pay. So when you have somebody that buys a product, you're going to see the pay in your back office. And then in 7 days, you'll be able to put it into your e-wallet. So you're going to see real time what's going on in your business. How many levels are you? Who's on level 3? Level 3 is really important. You know what? Anybody know why level 3 is really important? Anybody? Level 3? Level 3? Anybody know what happens on level 3? 20%. So would you think maybe you want to know who's on level 3, right? Or actually you want to know who's on level 2 so you can help with level 3. And Alex designed this for that purpose. He designed in what David talked about last week, which is taprooting. Taprooting is built in the plan. The only problem right now is you can't see it in your back office. Now with this, you'll be able to see that, like, who should I reach out to? You'll be able to click on these. They'll go to the report. They'll show you who those people are. You'll be able to see enrollments by country. We're going to have a heat map on here. You're going to be, the rank tracker is going to be so simple. You're going to have a digital wallet and rewards. You're going to have a commission wallet. You're going to have a loyalty dollar wallet. You're going to be able to transfer commissions, transfer loyalty dollars. You'll be able to track everything that's going on in your complete marketing suite. How many times did somebody click on this site? How many did click on this site? Did people opt in? All of this is going to be built in. You'll see all your newest members coming in, the customers, the preferred members, the affiliates, all those people coming in. You'll have a whole genealogy report. I'm gonna blow your mind a little bit right now. I'm gonna show you, hey, you can actually see the people in your business. And you can go, oh, look, I can zoom out. I can make it small. I can see who this person is. I can dig into that group, all these different things. I can go, hey, show me, this is dual team. Show me sponsorship. Oh, great. I can see sponsorship. And again, this is just a demo account, but this just gives you an idea of how could you drill down into your organization. You'll be able to sort by ranks, sort by activity, sort by who hasn't done any activity in 6 months. So all of these things will be built in. All of the reports you'd ever want to have, compensation, the next rank up report, who's close to rank, all the resources will be back here, a whole full calendar, which is not done being built yet, but a full calendar that'll tell you about all of the events that are going on. Now, it won't look like this. It'll be completely more dynamic and more graphics and everything, but this is just the bare bones of it right now. All of these things, so people can just go back here and they'll see the calendar. They'll see a global calendar, a national calendar, a regional calendar, a local calendar, and a team calendar that the diamond can set for their team so they can see what's going on. So again, it just gives you massive visibility. There'll be a full training module in here. We'll have a university for the success system, tutorials, everything. The whole idea here is that this is a smart back office and everything will be in here. We go dark mode. We've got notifications on side of here. You're going to have an app. So these are all things. Basically, what we're doing is we're taking everything I just showed you and we're pouring it into one location that's dynamic, that's shareable, and it's also a genie in a bottle. So what do I mean by that? I call our team the genie team. The genie team, basically what that means is if you can think it, we can build it, and it can be built really fast. So this is the first wave of the technology, but it's not going to end here. This is the very, very beginning of what we are going to do as a company, because in reality, we are a tech company that offers wellness solutions that we get rewarded for when people place orders on our technology. So if you need people to place orders on your technology, that's the most important part of this company, because we've got the products taken care of. We are the manufacturer. We've got the rewards and compensation plan taken care of. It's paid out. We have almost 4 people that have earned over $1 million in this rewards plan already. It's not on trial. The only thing we're going to update is we're going to update the technology. So to wrap up today, I want to bring on a special guest of mine. And this is like, I'm going to try not to get emotional. So this is someone who I've been friends with for years. We were kind of in the same company at one point, but we just became friends and we created a relationship that was professional, but also personal. And she's just become somebody that I trust, I respect. I have the utmost, I'm inspired by her, by what she does. And I wanted to bring her on today because she's a person that has triple ranked. If you're a person on here that you'd love to be at the rank of emerald or platinum or gold, put whatever rank you would love to achieve, because this is a person that's done it in a very short period of time. But that's not the story here. The story is not the time. The story is the why and the how. And so she's going to come on. She's going to share with you her story of what she's done in this industry, who she is, and how she was able to accomplish what very few accomplish at a time where most of you, are any moms on here? If you're a mom, put a mom in the chat. That most moms would probably completely shut down. And she didn't, because she decided to do something for her family that most people would be like, you know what? I'm just going to take a pause. I'm going to just chill for a minute and I'm going to really focus on this. Instead, she handled her affairs. She helped her family get through something that most would never even see the way to get there, through the darkness. And she was able to do that. So I want to bring on my friend, new Emerald triple ranked Sholly Cook, to share her story with us today. Sholly, are you there?
I'm here, James. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take it away.
Well, just that introduction is going to make me cry already before I even get to my story. First and foremost, I'm honored to be here. This isn't my rank. This is my team's rank. I wouldn't be here without my team, first and foremost. I've been in this industry since I turned 18. I love the network marketing industry. I met somebody through Mary Kay back in the day, and that was where I originally got my start. But later on in life, I had just learned how important health and wellness was, because in 2011, I lost my mom to an accidental overdose when my youngest son was 3 months old. And so that really propelled me to want to get away from prescription medication. But at the same time, going through all of that, I ended up developing my own health issues, which I recently shared about in a book, where I actually really became very vulnerable. I wrote a chapter and shared everything that I had gone through in my own personal struggles because, again, I was diagnosed with something very rare that I was told that was incurable. It affected everything I did, from social aspects to the relationship with my husband. At one point, a couple years ago, I was in so much pain that I had got down on my knees and I asked God. I was like, it's either I let go or you show me something. And by by his grace, I am still here because he showed me some different ways that I could work on myself and some different modalities that helped me to be here today. And I'm so grateful because, lo and behold, being here and what just recently happened and what we went through, I'm so grateful that I'm here because I don't know how my family would have gotten through the tragedy that we just went through with my son. And I'll share more about that. So, this industry is not always the easiest industry to be in. And I've had some great success throughout my time in this industry, but I've also had some really low points too. And I got to a point that I literally was just in a burnout phase because I was protecting my own health with everything I had been through and just healing my relationship with my husband because, sometimes this industry can affect marriages, right? We know what we have our hands on, but sometimes just the ups and downs of the industry as a whole, maybe wrong community or leadership. And I'm talking corporate leadership, right? Because you're responsible for your own leadership. Companies falling apart, just different things. And so that can sometimes put strains on relationship. But at the core of my being, I've always known that this is the industry that I wanted to be in. But again, I did take a break because I was in burnout mode with a lot of things that were happening. And I had gone back to a full-time job. And James knew that I was working a lot, was in a full-time job, and I was crushing it. But at the same time, I was now driving an hour back and forth to work, working 60 plus hours. I was tired in a totally different way. And I knew that I was meant for more, and I knew I needed to get back into this space. And so when James called me, he just said, "Hey, Sholly, I know you're going through a lot right now. Something just popped up in my life. Love for you to take a look at it." And I was like, "James, I'm so busy right now." But I'm open because I'm always looking at something that's going to help other people and help my own health. And I'm so grateful that I said yes to just even being open to look, right? I took a look at it. I heard the story of Dr. Tony and I had chills, and I said, okay, I'm in. I want to do this. This is going to change lives. This isn't just about a weight loss product or a fad. This is true life healing. And so I jumped on board. I shared it with 3 of my closest friends. We got on the product and we all felt something immediately from Love Cafe. Hallelujah for Love Cafe. It was just what I needed at the time. And I was still working my full-time job. So I was kind of doing a little bit in the nooks and crannies. And then on May 29th, my world fell apart. And I got a call that my son was hit by a car and was being transported to the hospital. And I had asked the police officer if my son was alive, and he wouldn't give me any answer except that he was unresponsive. And so we rushed to the hospital. And when I walked in that door, alive or not. And when I got there and on my son just lifeless on the table, of course, that was a heartbreaking moment for us. And the doc told us to be prepared. And we waited for 6 hours to find out if my son was going to make it through the night. He spent the next 2.5 weeks in a medically induced coma. And we still didn't know what type of function he was going to be at when he came around from waking up, or if he would wake up at that time. And again, by God's love on all of us and all of the prayers, my son woke up And my best friend at the time was coming out because James was doing an event in out here in Phoenix, and she came out to be with me. And she said, the best thing that I can do for you right now is to go build us a business. So she came out here to kind of learn a little bit more about the event and what James was doing. But what was crazy was June 20th. So what, 20 days after my son was in the hospital, when he was able to start consuming liquids, these products, I gave my son some of these products, and I told the hospital, I said, I am very much into natural products and I'm going to give my son these products. And they said, well, you can't, we need to see what you're doing, has to be approved. And I said, bring me your dietitian then. And I showed him the back of 3 of our products, and the dietitian said, wow, these are really good products. And I said, yeah, I know, that's why I'm giving them to my son. And you guys, 8 days later, we were getting out of the hospital. That right there was all the testimony that me and my best friend had to see. We saw for ourselves what these products were doing outside of what we had felt. We were able to see them right in front of us, from someone who was unexpected to live to getting out of the hospital after consuming these products in 8 days. So she took off and ran with that story and shared with everybody. So the power of one person, like James said, I didn't duplicate anything other than just sharing with her and telling her, hey, can you take a look at this? Got her on a call with James, and then she ran based off of the story that we saw. That's the duplication that you're looking for. That's the system. Share your story or go share someone else's story. Share my story. I'll talk about this all day long to anybody now, because now not only did I feel it and experience for myself, like the Love Cafe and all of that, but when I saw something radically change my son's life in his brain performance and his speech and everything, I knew how different this product was and how different this company is, and the love and the faith that has been poured into each and every one of us in my family because of what we've seen. And so now we have this amazing business, right? And I cannot keep my mouth shut for 2 reasons. Number one, the product and the health of my son. But number 2, we now have medical bills pouring in right now that insurance is not covering. And yes, they have every right to deny certain things, which really sucks. But now I'm building this for a financial future for us to be able to afford for the unknown. I heard years ago, dig the well before you're thirsty. And I never dug deep enough, but I'll tell you what, I'm digging now, and I'm grateful that I dug at least enough to get us started to be where we're at right now. And now I can't imagine going back to work. Like, I have to build this business so that I have the time and freedom with my family, and so that I can always be here for my children when they need them. And so as a mom or as a dad, as a parent, I encourage you to really take a look at this company and what we offer, because we truly have something different and something unique here that is building a legacy on rooted foundations of health and restoring the body. Thank you for allowing me to share my story with you. And I hope that in some way that this touched you and this inspired you to dig deep for yourself, build big, share your story, and share mine. Get on these products and see what it can do for you and for your loved ones. Thank you.
Wow. I got no words, Sholly. I mean, I've known you for years, and the passion that you bring to this story, show some love for Sholly in the chat there. I mean, I'm all goosebumped out over here, because again, you look at somebody and it's all a perception, right? You look at somebody, go, wow, she got to Emerald, she must be lucky, or she must have had success before, or whatever it is. Knowing that she did this while that was going on is, again, shared one story with one person, and it grew from there. And now she has a business outside that person too. But again, it's all about, that little ignition, that little fire of creating this duplicating of the story, of the system, of the tools. Sholly wasn't having success and then taught somebody how to do that. She literally just duplicated a story. So, Sholly, I want to thank you so much for sharing your heart and getting through that with us, because I know how hard that is for you and what you've been through over the last few months. And we are all here for you. This is your family now, and no matter what, you're stuck with us. So you're not
I'm
going
home.
and you're home.
I want to say one other quick thing. My best friend Diane that I shared this with, she went and worked with my team when I couldn't. And that is such a beautiful thing because on my team, there's no cross line, sideline. We are all one. And that's the other thing I love about this company is that we are all one and we're here to support each other no matter what. So when life gets thrown your way and something happens like this, that anybody here is able to reach out and help somebody else. And so I'm grateful that we are one team as a company and that triples down the rest of our teams.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Sholly. I'm going to bring on David to close us out today, if he's able to, because we have some announcements, we have some things going on, and I'd love for him to come on, just close us out for today, say a few words, and we've got some things to share with you just to keep it on your calendar until we have our own calendar in our new back office. But David, please come on, share some words, some things that are going on, and we'll close out the day.
Wow, I wasn't prepared for that. Um, I would tell you this. Um, this is what we do. This is what we do. We create stories like Charlie. And I want to encourage for those of you that are brand new, that are here for the first time, that are checking this out, and they're building our business, Vital Health. This is what we do. And think about that. What is it? What would it be like? Imagine creating a fortune for yourself, creating stories like this, impacting the life of other people. I mean, isn't that worth something to sacrifice for? Isn't that worth something working hard for? Isn't that worth something to put your ego aside and focus on the big picture? Isn't that something that is worth to put your fears aside? I mean, I believe that it is. And I want to encourage every single one of you that there's people like Sholly out there and many thousands of other people, maybe even millions of other people that are looking for the solution. They are looking for what we have. They are looking for true hope. And you can be that individual. When I say we're hope dealers, I mean it. I truly mean it. Bringing hope to people's lives is what we do, and hope is necessary. It's necessary to have the ability to see a better future than when you're currently living, and and be able to step into that future little by little, step by step, and have someone to guide you and walk you through, and then an encouragement, and then the environment and a team that has your back heading towards that better future. So I want to encourage every single one of you to go out there and really go make it happen. Now we're gonna provide you with the tools. We're gonna give you the ability, the support system for you to go out there and win. And some of the support systems, it starts throughout the week. We have I guess suppose like we have a call coming up. It's happening on this happening on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. This call, Momentum Hour. This is a call. It's a call to action type of call where I'm gonna be going over how to reach out to people and reaching out with people with you on that call live. This is an action call. It's not gonna be very little training. I will show you some things, some strategies on how to reach out to people, but we're interested in helping you, interested in sitting down with you and helping you take action. It is, especially if you're brand new. Sometimes what happens is that you're that phone weighs 20 pounds when you lift it up, when you're about to go out there and send a message or make a call, or maybe you just don't know what to say, or maybe you just don't know how to get started. This is what this is about. This call right here it's a call to action to help you act and go out there and start doing income bringing activities, which in this case, how to invite people to look at the business, how to invite people to look at to try the product, and be able to do it with me right there. So this is not going to be something that we're going to do every single week. It's just something that we're doing it this week, and maybe we'll see how this works and how it goes, and if it looks good, maybe we'll keep doing it. But I want to be able to work with you. I want to be able to show you and be able to help you answer questions as they come in, as you reach out to people and say, "Hey, David, they just told me this. What do I say?" And I can say, "Hey, here's this question. Let's analyze that question. See what they're really asking." I want to be able to do that with you. So this Wednesday, we're gonna have that call. Now, that's not all that we have, right? Monday, 7 p.m. You're gonna see a presentation, of course, right? That's the regular system. Monday, 7 p.m. at 10 a.m. AM power. We have every morning. Start your morning with AM power. So you start your morning with AM power. I mean that's start. I mean that's to me it's like makes sense. AM power. Start your morning with power. Start your morning with the right mindset, with the right vibration throughout the day. Start your morning that especially if you don't have time to do personal development or to do read a good book, make this your personal development. Jim Rohn says 30 minutes a day. He says miss a meal, but don't miss your 30 minutes. He said miss a meal, but don't miss your 30 minutes of personal development a day. You can do without meals, he says, but you cannot do without your 30 minutes. You cannot do with the right type of mindset every single day, starting your morning the right way. And of course, we have then 7 o'clock presentations where when you have a presenter with experience on how to present, you can put people in front of this presentation and feel confident that it'll be the best presentation. That's going to happen. That happens every Monday through Friday. And of course, we have Wednesday nights, one of my favorite calls, Natural Remedies call. One of my favorite calls where we simply speak on testimonials and talk about our product and Brooke and Miss Heidi Stallers and others, myself once in a while, talks about the products, the details of the products, and we simply just it's all the product call, nothing but the products, nothing about talking about the benefits of the ingredients. Plus, we feature testimonies. Plus, we have a product giveaway every single Wednesday for those people, which makes it very attractive. One of my favorite calls is that call, and of course, you can't miss Saturday, our Saturday Leadership Academy that we have here. This is not going to stop. This is going to continue. We're going to continue to grow this. I mean, when I show up at the Spanish Leadership Academy, we're at 2,000 people in Zoom. 2,000 people, by the way, is the Leadership Academy in the Spanish team on a Saturday. And the month and the AM powers over 1,000 people a day show up in the AM power in the Latin team. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen here. We are just, we're what month are we? We're in the 7 month, 8 month? Are we in the 8 month? We're 8 months into the English market, where we're 8 months in, where we launch our own warehouse, our own where we have things actually happening here in the United States, where shipping was actually now went down to went from 20 to 30 days all the way down to 8 to 6 days. I mean, we're 8 months in. We're just getting started. We're 8 month baby, but look what's happening already. The results we're having. Yeah, the diamonds, over 20 diamonds already we have within the English market, and more coming just in 8 months. Imagine what we're about to do. Imagine what's going to happen next year. Imagine what the convention is going to be like in November when we have that convention. I mean, it's just going to be absolutely incredible, guys. And so I want to encourage every single one of you to go out there and make it happen. Now, we also have live events are starting. Live events like right here in Canada, with our two founders are going to be there alongside with Triple Diamond Terra Truex and James Leonhardt. I mean, just going out there and making it happen, man. Look at this, an incredible results that these type of events produce. Live events are amazing. I love live events. I love when people be able to see these things and be able to see some of the things that are happening in a live situation. They can try the product, they can meet Tony and Alex, and they can see and feel the heart and the energy of our company. So we're so excited for the live events that are going to come coming, and there's more live events going to be coming down the pipeline, a lot more. I mean, this is just the beginning. We're just getting started, guys. You're in the beginning of something special. We have something so special in our hands. We're a blessed company. We're blessed people to be a part of this and to be here with every single one of you to come together as we are to be able to create these stories, these incredible success stories on both financially and impacting with the product. I can tell you that I feel so blessed to be able to spend my time and my what I do and what our part of our day is to do this and to help other people. I mean, what an alignment this is. What an alignment this is with everything that you see out there in the world. What an alignment it is for us to be able to do good and help other people. Yes, we, maybe. I mean, I know there's some people that are are very shark like, right? And it's okay. I like my sharks. They want to say, David, let's talk about the money. I'm telling you. I mean, I can tell you, there's money here, guys. There's people earning 80, 100, even $150,000 a month. I know we talk a lot about vision and we talk a lot about helping other people, but I tell you the reason I do that is because the $150,000 a month is a byproduct of the people you impact in your business. That's it. That's it. I was recently talking to a guy he said the product doesn't matter. He told me a pen. He goes, this could be the product. And I'm like, sir, I respectfully disagree with you. I can't. You this can the product matters. You cannot. Steve Jobs. Try to tell Steve Jobs the product didn't matter. Try to. I mean, that's what big businesses I've built on incredible products that create difference in people's lives. So that's what we're here to do, guys. And I want you to feel confident. So let's go out there and make it happen, guys. Let's go out there and share this with the people. And remember that everything starts with one. Everything starts with one. It takes one Sholly Cook, one James Leonhardt, one Andrew Chapa, one Mr. Ethan Clemens. Just one person. That's what it takes for you to change your life, for you to change everything. It takes one person, the right person, to go out there and share with another person. So don't give up. Stay strong. Stay focused on the mission because there's people out there that need this, guys. Love every single